Okay, I'm just going to make this video raw and truthful and from the heart because I think every man has to understand this. So I titled this video, How NoFap Makes Talking to Women Way Easier to Create Attraction. And this is so important because majority of all of your interactions, majority of all of men's interactions today as a whole is synthetic. Okay, the intimacy is synthetic behind a computer screen. When you're talking to someone, you're not talking to anyone in real life, you're talking to them behind a screen. Everything is pixels, everything is fake, everything is synthetic. Okay, you're living in a synthetic world oftentimes, unless you can realize this. So I'm going to explain to you how NoFap makes talking to women way easier to create attraction. Now, number one, what you have to understand is that women look at the man as a whole. Okay, women look at everything. Women look at your personality from the inside out. Women look at how your confidence is, how you carry yourself, how your tonality is, how you look, okay? How your confidence is coming across, the clothes you're wearing, the shoes you're wearing, the accessories that you're wearing, the accessories that you're not wearing. What makes you you? What career choice did you choose? Why you chose that career choice? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? Well, now what they do is they create mystery to peel you back layers at a time. So it's, why are those your hobbies? Why are those your interests? Why did you choose that career? Women look at everything. They look at the man as a whole. They look at everything about you. Nothing goes overlooked. Nothing slides by. They look at everything. So when you finally understand that it is not your job and it is not healthy for you to self-pleasure, okay, here's what happens. Your brain is no longer focused on sleeping with her. Say this with me one more time. Your brain isn't focused on sleeping with her. Well, why would that be? Because when you're constantly indulging in self-pleasure, when you are locked into that artificial fantasy land behind the phone, that is all your brain is fixated on. The only thing you're thinking about is what you're saying and how this interaction can lead to potentially go to the bedroom. And that's not healthy. Because the reason being is because your brain, okay, is constantly focused on dirty websites. So when I'm telling you that women look at the man as a whole, here's what women see. Women today will look at men who are anxious, stuck in their own thoughts. They can't speak freely, they can't communicate freely, they're nervous just to even make eye contact and say hello. They are nervous to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. They're not confident. They're shy. They're awkward. They become introverted. Why is this? Why is this happening? The reason why this is happening, you have to understand, is because your brain has been constantly focused on the whole element of when you see an attractive woman, instantly what you think is, oh my gosh, am I doing the right thing, saying the right thing, leading this conversation in the right area, so that way hopefully I can potentially gain, some kind of relationship or dating interaction that may lead to the bedroom. And that is the fantasy land that most guys are locked into because of what you're consuming. The biggest reason why NoFap is going to make talking to women easier and effortless is because you're finally not trapped in your own head. You are finally connecting on a human-to-human experience because you're not locked into this artificial fantasy world behind your phone with your left hand. You have to understand how deep this goes for majority of modern men. When you escape that way of thinking, here's what happens. You now see her as a person, just like you, which makes it easier to talk to her instead of letting your attraction overcome you. When most guys, their attraction overcomes them, the only thing that controls them the entire time through that interaction is lust. And she can feel that. She can feel that thirsty energy. She can feel that you need something. She can feel that you feel like something's missing. She can feel all of this, and it all comes through your attitude, your demeanor, your tonality, and then what happens is she pulls away. Now, number two, the second reason why NoFap makes speaking to women way easier is because you have an overall decrease in just social anxiety as a whole. The reason being is because you're finally getting away from all of the artificial fantasy land when it comes to your cell phone, and you're finally actually getting out of your own shell and talking to real people. So what this boils down to is you as a man have to be able to appreciate a woman's beauty without needing anything from her. Say this with me one more time. You appreciate a woman's beauty. You can actually look at her and appreciate it, right? It doesn't overcome you, right? It's like you're just accepting of what's going on. You can now appreciate a woman's beauty without needing anything from her. So the problem is that every single time most guys will see a pretty girl, they think, how can I get her phone number? How can I take her on a date? How can I talk to her? How can I make sure this goes somewhere? And you can't do that. It's like you're a child just looking around for the next time you can get a toy or an ice cream cone or something to go do. It's like you're trapped, okay? And that is what she can feel. And this is the problem most guys run into. And the guys who can actually escape this way of thinking are the guys who are going to win. Now, the third reason why it makes it far easier to speak to women is because you now live in the real world, okay, with real people, instead of living out your fantasies behind a screen. What I can tell you is this: most men live their whole life with synthetic intimacy in their left hand, and you need to just take a second and you need to think about how pathetic that actually is. When I say take a second, okay, if you look at all of the interactions that you've ever had with women, okay, or just you sitting behind your cell phone, majority of men, the only romantic experiences that they're indulging in, which is not even a romantic experience, is by themselves, okay, having synthetic fake fantasy intimacy in their brain with their left hand. And that's what you're running into. That's what guys are running into. You have to understand at such a deep level how men are suffering. So this one element of NoFap, if you become stronger than that urge, if you become stronger than that feeling where you have to go on your phone or some app and start looking at things that you know you shouldn't be looking at, if you can actually exercise some sort of willpower and discipline, you will become the man that you were actually called to be. Now, to make this easier for you, here's what I did. I realized something. We alone, when a man goes through journeys like this by himself, it is hard as hell. It's literally the hardest thing, and you need brotherhood. You need to have guys in your corner. So what I did to solve this for you is I created our own movement. I created our own community, and we have put over 640 men into this, and every single day I'm watching this grow. This is a real live interactive experience with me where I'm actually active in there. I'm doing calls with these guys. Not only that, I'm creating and updating and developing brand new products every single day inside of it. This is a growing movement, if you want to call it that, and this has been changing guys' lives, and I've watched them improve their dating life and become happier, healthier, stronger men as a whole. If you like this video, I want you to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.